Hello and welcome to another ZX Spectrum Next vlog. And yes, this is update number 58. You may be asking, Dom, where's update number 57? Well, my previous video, which was a pseudo unboxing of an X, actually preceded number 57 by a couple of days. And it was basically covering a lot of the same detail about the fact that, there were some problems, obviously, with necks going out and keys coming off and cases getting scratched and that kind of thing. So skip all that one because there's no point just repeating the same old thing. So we're on to number 58, which is 3 down, 1 to go. And if you've been following the social media group for the ZX Spectrum Next on Facebook, you would have seen a lot of proud owners unboxing, showing their computers, coding away, and generally just having fun with their favourite games. And if you're a backer of the accelerated tier, like me, you might be wondering, wait, where's mine? I've been wondering that an awful lot. Fear not, we've now finished shipping most tiers, which is the base, the plus, which had a few extra bits added, and yours truly, which was the accelerated version, same as mine, but plus your name etched into the top of the machine. Plus, which would have only been about an extra 20 quid, and I kind of wish I'd had gone for that now, just to get the thing early. Plus special tiers such as Ultimate, Bundle, Joystick, etc, etc. The accelerated, which is the final tier, and I think it's got about 1,700 or 1,800 machines out of... Oh, well, it's a lot anyway. I think it's over half the ZX Spectrum Next that need to be shipped, and that's just been left to the end. I've given my thoughts on I'd rather have had that sooner. Certainly sooner of the plus and the base because we paid more for it. But the other, thanks to waiting, we've hopefully avoided the problems of getting it delivered in one piece, where people were having, as I say, keys coming off and all sorts. So anyway, we'll get into that. As soon as your accelerated Next ships, you'll get an email with tracking information allowing you to follow the next journey from Nottingham to your door. We already have hundreds of units ready at the factory. We're just holding up for a small foam insert device to keep the Next safer inside its box. This should arrive at SMS this coming week, allowing us to start dispatching right afterwards. For the Kickstarter 2.0, we're upgrading the box's innards with a new design and sturdier material, even though the current box survived our shake it up tests, and in the end performed fairly okay as less than 1% of the units suffered any damage in transit, a decent industry ratio, but we can do better. And there's a possible solution which is actually an earlier design of the box. The Next is real and getting a lot of love. Now that the Next is in the wild, it's finally been put through its paces. While it's extremely humbling to see the praise the Next is getting, we can't help but feel a sense of pride in what we accomplished together. Every backer, every coder, every professional, every community member collaborated to make the Next a reality. Finally seeing it being enjoyed and liked by everyone is just what we hoped would be achieved at the end of a long, long road. So without further ado, a few of our favourite reviews of the ZX Spectrum Next. And there's a few here, Nostalgia Nerd and so on. I'm not going to watch them. I've not watched them. Quite frankly, it's a pisser. It's a pisser to just see a load of videos popping up where... had I had my Next earlier, I could have made the video, put it online, got a damn sight more hits than I will get now if I do that. So I'll say that out loud. That is a pisser. So I'm not going to watch the other reviews. I'll make my own review in due time when it arrives. Hopefully someone will watch it. It's just, I mean, that is a pisser, If then again, they say if you're not first, then it's no point being second. But then they said that, Kevin Costner said that about his Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. And about 2 months before that, we had Patrick Bergin's Robin Hood. His Robin Hood came out, I think, in May 91. And then Kevin Costner's Robin Hood came out in July 91 and obviously ran away with the cash. I've still not seen Patrick Bergin's Robin Hood, so I've no idea whether it's any good or not. But, yeah. So... being first isn't necessarily best, especially as we've seen with the packaging situation. But I don't want to sit there watching someone else's video. Besides, I say, when I make my own video, I don't want to be influenced by what someone else has already covered and what they have said. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll go a different tack with how I do my videos. I think I'll do a bit of an unboxing, may as well. See what comes in the box. And I think I'll just have a general playthrough. And when it comes up, watch it, enjoy it, comment, like, subscribe, and all the rest of it. But of course, there's always the situation that we might not get our Next in time due to ongoing events in the news, which I can't even mention. I can't mention the name of it on here. I can't put it in the title because you know what YouTube does with those. It turns into a little yellow dollar sign next to your video, which means that not only does it get demonetized for all the tuppence that I'll make out of it, but the fact that YouTube won't even share a video. So you could make a big video about that topic, and YouTube won't even share your video, and apart from the places where I post this in groups online, no one would see it shared by YouTube. So that's not great. Anyway, I mean, basically what this section's saying is that if if there are problems, it'll be your next will be kept in safe storage either in Nottingham if the country is disrupted before shipping, or in a local distribution centre if it's coming afterwards, with a tracking update reflecting those two scenarios. And they're just saying that they've not seen any such problems happening so far, but it's just in case. But I'm not going to read that bit for the reasons I've described. Next up, we have multiple cores on the NEX, not cores as in Sid James going core, but cores as in there are a few unofficial new cores for the NEX released by the community members, such as our Victor Trucco, Antonio Silva, who also ported the NEX core to the ZX-DOS, and David Banks. Implementing support for new computers and consoles, from an Amstrad CPC 6128 to the original Pong arcades, to even a BBC Master complete with tube-based coprocessor. It's still a pain to get these to work, currently only as a single extra core can be addressed. So the team is looking into creating some sort of BIOS-esque menu to allow easiness of use of cores other than the native NEX. We'll also issue some guidelines and instructions for developers to support the NEX native capabilities, such as its keyboard audio ports, Wi-Fi, and RTC integration, and possibly HDMI output, which hopefully will keep the cores more consistent and making the best possible use of the NEX. We've already taken such steps, starting with system/NEX version 1 by adding the C machines directory in order for authors to store their core-specific files, so users can still use their distribution SD card to support all possible cores on their machines. I quite like a Nintendo 64 core and a Dreamcast core, because you just can't get a decent emulator for either of those, despite the fact that the machines, both consoles, are over 20 years old. And there's a very much work in progress menu for this. Seeing that there's interest in extra cores, we'll pursue licensing a few and officially support those which we gather the licenses for. These licensed cores will be integrated into the upcoming System NEX versions to make this easier, just like we've done with the ZX80 and ZX81, albeit these weren't cores but emulators. Just remember that if you use an unlicensed/unofficial core, things can go wrong, so make sure you know how to recover from a firmware crash. Phoebus has set up a Facebook group for community-provided help and support to help with this, as the SpecNex cannot support them. And above all, only use ROMs if you're legally entitled to, or are in the public domain. We do not support piracy, because everyone obtains ROMs legally, don't they, on the internet? Oh, yes. Bikers! Shout to Andrew Lair and his new racing project Bikers, which is looking damn fine on the NEX. While Andrew caveats that most of the art in the demo right now is borrowed, it shows the direction the game is headed, and it will be available this summer on both download and physical copies. As a super hang-on and enduro racer fan, this game can't come soon enough. And it does look damn good. And there's no sound on this particular video yet, so I'll just show a few seconds of this so you can see how it's going. If you want to watch the whole video, I'll put a link to it in the video description below. Do watch the whole video, it was really, really good. And today's the last day to order Baggers in Space, Warhawk and Tiverian. Our friends at Rusty Pixels would like to remind you that March the 15th, which it says is tomorrow but is today as I say this, is the last day for you to order their games in a wonderful physical format. Head over to the shop right now and grab your collectible games before they are history. Needless to say, I bought all three. And the update finishes with a little bit of Baggers in Space there. As they say, they're off to get the accelerated NEX all sorted out because they won't ship themselves. We'll just have a look at some of the comments. Zombie57, a super backer, says, "Many thanks for the update. Lots of minds, including mine, will now be at rest. Have a great day." Rob Gazorskik says, "Thanks for the update. Can't hardly wait for my accelerated. A BIOS core menu would be awesome." William Anderson says, "Great news. Can't wait for my accelerated and to finally see the manual cover. Personally, I think that BIOS menu should look more like a normal text menu system, like an actual old school PC BIOS rather than a GUI-like drop-down affair. Makes things easier to use, in my opinion, of course." Bob Basley simply says, "Well done, team, and thank you." Marek says, "First of all, let multiple cores for later when it's officially somehow," I don't quite understand what he's saying, but officially somehow understood there are only two processors which would fit the design of the ZX. Those are Z80 and 6502. The rest were historically strange to Sinclair. including operating system elements of DOS, other design flaws such as Amstrad changes. I think I grasp what he's saying. Partly. Chilby simply says, amazing, thank you very much for everything. Matteo Vittorio simply says, hope my parcel can travel to me because of where he's located, and I'm not even going to mention that. You can read it there, but yeah, I can't mention that because, you know, YouTube's bots algorithm are listening. Antonis Silcher says, thanks for the update, Enrique, and well done to the entire team. Looking forward to receiving my Accelerated soon. Russell Glover says, excellent stuff. Looking forward to my Accelerated next. And Sean Mellor says, awesome news on all fronts. Mickey says, okay, now I'm officially hyped. Great work, everyone. Em Hutton says, great news. And Andrew C. Spencer says, looking forward to getting both of my Accelerated next, one to use at home and one to use at the Retro Computer Museum in Leicester. And the last couple of updates, Rob Caporetto says, great to hear things are awful close for the Accelerated units to start shipping. Pretty excited for that, even if it'll be however many weeks it needs to get to this side of the planet. I can't wait to mess about with mine when it arrives. All aboard the hype train. And no Southern Belle or Evening Star. And Vita says, thanks for the update. Still haven't got a tracking number or email or anything, despite you already shipped the Plus versions. Is it coming right after the shipping or on arrival to a destination country? Well, we'll just have to leave that one hanging in the air. But the best thing to do is just post on the ZX Spectrum Next group and get an answer there. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Please like this video and share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already, and click on the little bell to get all the notifications, and cue Genesis.